Happy Friday, this is Shayna. Let's have a quick recap of what's gone on this week. And not to mention, today is also the end of the first quarter of 2017, so we'll also touch base on where have things closed out for our first quarter. We see here the Dow closed out this week 20,663, so it's up just 0.6% for the week. However, for the quarter, we are up 4.56%. The S&Ps closed out 2362, so we're up just 1.1% for the week. But again, for the quarter, we are up 5.53%. The NASDAQ closed out 5911 this week. So the NASDAQ's up 1.8% for the week, but a big jump for the quarter because the NASDAQ is up 9.82% for the quarter. Gold, touching base on that, we closed out 1251.60. So gold is up just a little bit less than 1% for the week, but again, a big jump for the quarter because for the quarter, gold is up 8.36%. Looking at this VIX number, I'm not going to go too much in depth with that. I know we talked about it the past few times, so I have a great understanding of this. But again, it just shows you right now we're at 12.37. Not a lot of volatility still. Good thing to keep an eye on, but we won't go too much into depth with that this time. Taking a look at the 10-year, though, you can see again, it's been a quiet week as you saw. Not a lot of changes in the Dow this week, not a lot of changes in the S&Ps this week. Again, 10-year yield, not a lot of change. We closed out, if you recall, last Friday at 2.4. We're closing out here 2.389. So there hasn't been a lot of change. However, next week, there's a lot of economic data coming out. We're going to get into that in just a minute. But it may have an impact on this 10-year yield. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll tell you in just a moment what you should be watching out for next week because we do have a lot of important things coming up. I do want to touch base with you about crude oil, though, because there has been a change. If you see here, crude oil closed out over $50 a barrel this week, so it's changed from that downward tick we were on last week. So crude oil is up 6% this week. What's caused this change? It's still down for the quarter, keep in mind. For the quarter, we're still down 6.27%, but we're up 6% this week. And why? Well, OPEC has had continued talks with non-member Russia, and they are in discussions to extend their production cuts from last year. So you can see the market's been trading on this for information, and you can see that with this closeout of over $50 a barrel, closing out at 50.81. Next week, what do we have going on? A lot of great things. So Tuesday, we have our motor vehicle sales number. Wednesday, very important, the FOMC minutes. Those are going to be Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be, a lot of traders are going to be reading about this, watching these, and they're going to see are these as dovish as the FOMC meetings in March that we heard, or is it going to be a more hawkish tone? So we're going to be watching these and reading about these to really grasp and see what the market believes the tone is from reading and watching these FOMC minutes. On Friday, the employment report, also known as your non-farm payroll. So we're going to have that on Friday. That's going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, another great thing to watch, and it's going to be great to see what the Fed thinks of the job numbers as they come out. So those are going to be very important things to watch. So again, FOMC minutes, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Friday, the employment report, 8:30 a.m. on Friday, Eastern Standard Time. And real quick, I know we haven't talked about it before, but just kind of important to mention, maybe we'll start talking about it in the future. There's been a lot of changes in currencies this week. We did see an increase in the dollar. We've seen a drop in the euro. So we're going to keep a watch on this, especially next week, these FOMC minutes, and see how it's impacted. There's going to be interesting to watch with politics going on in America right now. I know last week we talked real quick about the health care bill reform, and it didn't get voted on. And so now we have these talks about the taxes and the economy and whether these things are going to get passed, especially after the health care reform bill fell out of the vote. So it's going to be very interesting to watch that as well. We'll keep an eye on that, and I believe the whole marketplace will be as well. I hope you had a really great week. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And again, my name is Shayna, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.